what we've all found in Cannonball is our identification of what our love for cars manifests as. And I think the chance and really the blessing that I think all of us have found is that the community that we can build, the problems that we can solve, the cars that we can build, the drives that we can go on, and the adventures that we can have, that's the real treasure. People forget the records, they forget the times, they forget everything else except for the moments, the memories, the photos, the ideas that we've all gotten to experience through all of this. And so what I would say to anybody who struggles to understand Cannonball is the same thing as anybody who struggles to understand someone else's obsession. We found something in here that was the challenge, that was the hill to climb, the distance to go, the thing to chase, and hopefully, at the finish line, I know I found beyond everything I ever dreamt could be there. And I hope, you know, when I wrote my book and what I get out of the people that come to VANLIFE and tell stories is like, really, nobody cares that much about how few fuel stops you had or how many times you had to pee in the car. What they care about is what did you learn about yourself and about your journey and about what your goals could be and what it actually feels like to accomplish those goals. And I think that's where you have to get to as you try to convince anybody that you're not as crazy as it seems like you would be.
What is up? What is up? It's 6:30. Oh, almost 7. I got up at 5, took a quick shower in the car, and then some other Cannonballers came by to sleep in their car in the Walmart as well, and they saw me. So then we just tailgated in the Walmart parking lot from 5:30 a.m. to about now, 7. I think I'm gonna roll out at about 8 to the car show, and yeah.
You've arrived at your destination.
Cannonball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if this would be open. I was like,
There was like a group of people here about 10 minutes ago, and then I just parked up the road and drove back, and they were gone. So I don't know.
is that a Redenza or what are you running?
Uniden.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm traveling the 48 states. So I got 8 more to go.
Dude, that's awesome, man. The PA, the Poconos, and we're just absolutely incredible.
I forget what mountain range it is or national forest, but yeah, it's in Pennsylvania. I got that planned out for the way home.
You're gonna love it.
Hell yeah.
What's your name?
Mike.
Mike, I'm Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It says gates open at 8.
I wonder if there's like, maybe there's 2 entrances. I don't know. But
Are you just waiting for the gates to open?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all came pretty far. You came from Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I came from DC, so.
Oh, no.
I was there yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful.
Which one? Left, right?
And they were black cars, and then all of a sudden they became powered.
Right. If you guys do anything, you need a spotter or anything?
We're gonna wipe it. Yeah, everyone.
Thank you all for coming. I'm John Ficarra. I am not an original Cannonballer, as great as I hear. We're really fortunate to have a bunch of actual Cannonballers from back in the day. I think the thing first we should do is just real quick, is just introduce yourself, tell us what year you ran and what car, because we all want to know what car they ran. All right, starting with John.
John Harrison, 79, versus Spray S1.
Which Didn't finish.
No, it's
He crashed from it.
Doug Beecham, I've been in almost all the one last for 5 years. And old friend, founder of the Broadcast Memorial Fund for the Alzheimer's Association. You don't know what the hell I'm doing.
So do we.
Steve, why don't you come up here and sit for a second? Oh, Steve. This is Steve Bach, he ran in 79.
He ran in 79.
Well, you went Volkswagen.
Into a lot of trouble, and I blame these guys, and I blame you guys, if it wasn't for choosing Coast Express, I'd be behind bars now, so thank you very much. So I was acquitted of all charges, so I was innocent, so that's about it.
I'm David Simpson, and I held for a while. All my records have been broken, I think, except for 24 hours coast to coast. I did the Southern route, and because I couldn't beat Ed, I went to talk to Ed, I'm gonna break your record, man. And he told me how he did it, and I figured, there ain't no way. So I did the Southern route so I could take that record. I just want that record.
So I'm Steve Brown, known as the guy with the pickup. Fortunately for this guy here, he got me involved and first ran the Old Spanish Strip route, participated in the 756, made New York and LA runs, and recently participated in the Muscle.
Doug Cabot, 2018 C2C Express winner in Ultra Beige, 27:25. Go block. Cannonball record with Arnie. 5:39 Cannonball record with Arnie. 24-hour coast to coast with Arnie and Dave. And
Arnie Tolman. I've done pretty much every modern event. Ed and I won the C2C Express in 2016, won the 2904 in 2017. In 2018, as they mentioned, the 24-hour record is really nobody seems to talk about, but Atlantic to Pacific with Doug and Dave. Then 2019, 27 hours, 25 minutes. And I thought I was retired until someone broke our record. And then we went out and did 25:39 in 2020.
We're breaking out all the records.
Yeah.
All the records?
All the records.
Okay, so I'm Alex Roy, and I held at one time the Manhattan lap record. And set the Cannonball record, my friend Dave Maher, who couldn't be here today, 3104 in 2006, a long time ago.
Ed Bolian, I set the record in 2013 outright, and then won the 2015 2904 and the 2016 C2C Express.
I'm Aurélien Crayon. I come from Europe. I'm pretty much the same. No, there's Tommy as well. I was running after this gentleman's record back in 2017 and 2018. I did twice the second time ever. I've been helped a lot in this by this other gentleman here, and what can I say? Yeah, I did the C2C Express as well with you guys.
I'm trying to figure out why I'm up here. I think I represent the fringe of Cannonball. So Gray Giolino, probably first known for lower 48, which is trying to touch all 48 states as fast as possible. Did it 86 hours and change, about 7,000 mile drive. And we followed up very recently with Chris Ruppman and Bennett Wilson. Earlier this year we did the New York to LA back to New York in 65 hours, 19 minutes. Shout out to Nick, Wesley and Mark. They held the record for 6 days. So.
I'm Deborah Littlestern from Florida, and the only thing I've ever won was prettiest car. But I did the C2C 2019, which was a lot of fun because of this gentleman here, this foreigner, and met some awesome people, and I was really happy to be part of these scope laws.
I'll speak a little bit. or I think some of the folks that run outside of an organized event, one of the things you're not really prepared for is it's a fairly lonely endeavor at the end. And I've spoken to some people that say you go out, you think it's this, of course it's a fantastic event, you're doing something really exceptional, and you get to the Portofino and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and there you are. And everybody's asleep, and I did it. And and I think that's kind of an interesting take that people don't quite understand. There's not marching bands, there's not news crews or anything there. It's here you are. Is there, they're not there. Not that that's a letdown at all, but I think people are surprised to find out that it's a fairly undramatic ending to the event.
And what we've all found in Cannonball is our identification of what our love for cars manifests as. And I think the chance and really the blessing that I think all of us have found is that the community we can build, the problems that we can solve, the cars that we can build, the drives that we can go on, and the adventures that we can have, that's the real treasure. People forget the records, they forget the times, they forget everything else except for the moments, the memories, the photos, the ideas that we've all gotten to experience through all of this. And so what I would say to anybody who struggles to understand Cannonball is the same thing as anybody who struggles to understand someone else's obsession. We found something in here that was the challenge, that was the hill to climb, the distance to go, the thing to chase, and hopefully, at the finish line, I know I found beyond everything I ever dreamt could be there. And I hope, when I wrote my book, and what I get out of the people that come to VANLIFE and tell stories is like, really, nobody cares that much about how few fuel stops you had or how many times you had to pee in the car. What they care about is what did you learn about yourself and about your journey and about what your goals could be and what it actually feels like to accomplish those goals. And I think that's where you have to get to as you try to convince anybody that you're not as crazy as it seems like you would be.
And I have a little red Civic over here. So I bought that for $2,000 out of Ohio. If you look at the Cannonball record runs, there's been, in the 70s, there was one Honda that tried to make it in. So I thought to bring in, period correct car and, give Honda some type of, recognition per se. So it's like, boom. Did that 43 hours, 45 minutes from Red Ball to Portofino in. Would not suggest it for anybody because it's small, so you can't stretch out your legs all the way. So it's okay for 36 hours.
What's the fastest you got the Civic up to?
According to the internet, the top speed is 90 miles per hour. Going downhill, it goes 99 miles per hour. Cannot hit the century mark. But it was screaming, it's like, ah! I'm like, please, okay, let's take it down a little bit. That's as fast as we can go.
The Gumball Rally, the movie.
Right.
The Jaguar couldn't even start.
Oh, right. They were there, the English guys, and they were like, well, maybe it's the point. It's
the humidity. Yeah. And they couldn't even make it out of there. And then the Jaguar won in '79. It was like a revenge,
Just look at this lineup. Thank you.
I didn't have any money to bid on anything,
No,
so there you go.
it was really good. Did you get the photo?
Did I do what?
Did you get the photo?
I got the photo. Do I need to sign that? You got the photo.
Sorry to bother you about it.
Sign it? Yeah.
Front spot. Use your black marker on your sorry, the same advantage.
Look at that. So it'll be on the wall in the basement. Thank you.
Oh, is this the Ayla drying out?
Phone, wallet. Oh, the checky engine lights came on again. No bueno. ABS and steering were related, I believe, so I think we should be good.
Continue on I-95 north toward New Haven, Connecticut. Continue straight for 60 minutes and exit 48, I-91 north, Hartford.
So the last 2 nights I've slept backwards. I could stick my feet between the seat, but it's actually pretty good. I can almost stretch out better backwards. I'm gonna have to try this more often. See my car show sign, my fan, Cannonball jacket. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm gonna sleep 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, and then get back on the road. I think this guy pulled in next to me. I think he got hit by a semi. He seems pretty upset. 1,500 miles on the trip. Bam, halfway. Maybe when I go back and do the Highway 101 from California to Alaska, I'll have to go touch that landmark.